Have you ever found yourself trapped in a moment where words feel like the only weapon you have left? Maybe someone has spread lies about you, betrayed your trust, or deliberately provoked you, and your first instinct is to fight back, to speak up, to defend yourself. But what if I told you that the most powerful response isn't a loud argument or a long explanation? What if the greatest strength lies in saying nothing at all? Silence is often mistaken for weakness. People assume that when you don't respond, you've lost the battle. Yet silence is actually a shield, a tool of control, and an act of profound courage. It protects your peace in a world that constantly tries to pull you into conflict and chaos. When you choose to stay silent, you hand over the task of justice to something far greater than yourself. Karma. Karma is the unseen force that balances the scales of life. It doesn't rush, it doesn't fail, and it certainly doesn't need your help. All it asks is your patience. Today I want to share with you 7 moments when staying silent is not only the wisest choice but the most courageous. Because sometimes the bravest thing you can do is simply say nothing at all. It's perfectly natural to struggle with silence when someone wrongs us. When we are lied about, betrayed, or insulted, a fire ignites within us. It demands a response, an explanation, a defense, a fight to reclaim our honor and dignity. This urge to speak up feels instinctive, almost like a survival mechanism. After all, how can we protect ourselves if we don't make our side of the story known? Yet this very instinct often becomes our greatest enemy. Reacting in the heat of the moment rarely leads to peace or resolution. Instead, it feeds the fire of conflict, giving more power to those who seek to harm us. The louder we argue, the more tangled the web becomes. Our words intended to clarify often confuse. Our passion to defend is mistaken for guilt or weakness. Think carefully about this. Every time you react with anger or frustration, you hand control over to the person who provoked you. They watch eagerly, waiting for you to lose your composure, to give them the satisfaction of knowing they got under your skin. The chaos inside you becomes their victory. It's a trap, a psychological game where your pain fuels their power. And the more you fight, the deeper you sink. This is why true strength does not come from shouting louder or making your case more forcefully. True strength is calmness. It is the ability to hold your silence even when every fiber in your body screams to respond. Choosing silence doesn't mean surrender or weakness. It means you refuse to let others dictate your emotions or your peace of mind. It means you are taking the reins of your inner world, refusing to become a puppet to someone else's drama. When you stay silent in the face of provocation, you reclaim your power. You refuse to hand it away. This quiet strength is the first step toward freedom. Freedom from anger, from confusion, from the endless cycle of conflict. It's not easy. It takes practice. But it is the path to true peace. So the next time you feel the urge to react, pause. Remember that silence is not absence. It is presence. A presence of control, dignity, and courage. And in that moment, you are already winning. The wisdom of silence is no new discovery. It has been a cornerstone of Stoic philosophy for thousands of years. Marcus Aurelius, the Roman emperor and a great Stoic thinker, once said, "The best revenge is not to be like your enemy." This simple but profound statement reminds us that reacting with anger or spite only drags us down to the level of those who seek to harm us. Epictetus, another Stoic master, taught that our true power lies in controlling our own minds, not the events that happen outside us. We cannot always control what others do or say, but we can choose how we respond. Silence is an act of self-mastery, a refusal to give others control over our emotions. Now pair this understanding of silence with the concept of karma, a universal law of cause and effect that exists beyond time and space. Karma is not a vague superstition. It is the natural order that ensures every action has consequences. What you send out into the world will inevitably find its way back to you. When you stay silent in the face of injustice or provocation, you release yourself from the burden of immediate retaliation. You allow karma to work in its own time. It may seem slow, and you may be tempted to take matters into your own hands, but true strength is in patience. Trusting that the universe balances itself is a hallmark of Stoic courage. Silence preserves your dignity. It protects your inner peace. and it conserves your energy for what truly matters, living a life of virtue, wisdom, and resilience. To rush into conflict is to lose sight of the bigger picture. To hold your tongue and your calm is to hold your power. This patience, the patience to wait for truth and justice without forcing them, is one of the greatest gifts Stoicism offers. It teaches us that sometimes the most effective action is no action at all. So when you feel wronged, remember Marcus Aurelius and Epictetus. Let silence be your shield, and let karma be your sword. Because in the grand design of life, justice always finds its way. Next, 7 moments when you should stay silent. 1. When someone lies about you. Lies are powerful weapons, sharp, cruel, and often aimed to wound. When someone spreads falsehoods about you, it can feel like an invisible dagger piercing your reputation, your trust, and your sense of self. The immediate reaction is to defend yourself, to explain, to clear your name, hoping to stop the damage before it grows. But here lies the paradox. The more you try to fight a lie with words, the more you risk giving it life. Lies thrive on reactions. They multiply when met with anger or desperation. Every explanation, every defense can be twisted, misunderstood, or turned against you. Sometimes trying to prove your innocence only deepens suspicion. Those who lie rarely seek the truth. They seek control. Control over the narrative, over your emotions, and ultimately, over you. Their goal is to provoke you, to rattle your calm, to force you into a battle that drains your energy and clouds your judgment. This is where silence becomes your greatest ally. Choosing not to respond to lies is not weakness. It is wisdom. It is a conscious decision to protect your inner peace instead of fueling the fire. Let time be your witness. Let your consistent actions and integrity speak louder than any words you might say in haste. Karma, the universe's balancing force, has a way of exposing deception. Lies, no matter how cleverly spun, cannot withstand the weight of truth forever. Consider James's story. He was falsely accused at work. Rumors spread like wildfire, and many turned away from him. His first instinct was to fight back, but he chose silence instead. He focused on his work, kept his professionalism intact, and trusted that truth would come to light. Weeks later, the truth surfaced. The accuser's lies unraveled, and James's reputation remained untarnished. Your silence in the face of lies is a powerful statement. It tells the world you refuse to be dragged into chaos. It shows you have faith in truth and justice. So next time someone lies about you, resist the urge to fight fire with fire. Instead, fight with silence, patience, and unwavering integrity. Let karma handle what words cannot. 2. When you are betrayed. Betrayal is one of the most painful and challenging experiences anyone can face. It shakes the very foundation of trust we build with others. Friends, partners, colleagues, those we allow closest to our hearts. When someone betrays you, it feels like a knife twisting deep inside, leaving wounds that bleed far longer than the initial act. Our first instinct is often to confront the betrayer. We want answers, apologies, or at least an acknowledgement of the pain they've caused. We crave closure and justice. We believe that by making them see the consequences of their actions, we can heal ourselves. But here is the harsh truth. Many who betray have already justified their actions in their own minds. They do not see what they have done as wrong, or worse, they simply do not care. Trying to reason with them or make them feel guilty often backfires. They twist your words, deny responsibility, and sometimes even blame you for their betrayal. This cycle can trap you in endless frustration and suffering. Silence, however, offers a different path. Choosing silence in the face of betrayal is not about weakness or giving up. It is a profound act of strength and self-respect. It means walking away from the drama and refusing to give the betrayer the power of your reaction. The Stoics understood this deeply. Seneca once wrote, "A gem cannot be polished without friction, nor a man perfected without trials." Betrayal is a painful trial, a test that forces you to grow, to strengthen your boundaries, and to recognize who truly deserves a place in your life. By choosing silence, you protect your soul from becoming entangled in bitterness and revenge. You refuse to waste precious energy trying to change those who are unwilling to change themselves. Let me share the story of Sarah. She had a best friend of over 10 years, someone she trusted with her deepest secrets and dreams. One day, Sarah discovered that this friend had been talking behind her back, betraying her confidence and sabotaging her opportunities. The pain was overwhelming. Sarah's first urge was to confront her friend, to demand an explanation, to make her see the damage she caused. But instead, Sarah chose silence. She walked away quietly without accusations or drama. She stopped sharing, stopped explaining, and stopped hoping for an apology that might never come. The silence spoke volumes. Her absence was a loud message that no words could match. Over time, the betrayer felt the weight of that silence. She expected conflict, but found only calm detachment. The power shifted. Handling betrayal with silence requires 3 vital steps. First, accept that some people will never be who you thought they were. Let go of expectations and illusions. Second, do not waste your breath trying to explain or justify your pain to someone who refuses to understand. Third, walk away with dignity and peace, knowing that your silence is louder than any argument. Remember, true power lies not in holding grudges or seeking revenge, but in detaching yourself from those who betray your trust. When you choose silence, you reclaim your freedom, you protect your heart, and you make space for healing, growth, and people who truly deserve your presence. So if you find yourself betrayed, do not rush to fight back. Pause, reflect, choose silence. Let karma and time do their work. Your peace is worth more than any battle. 3. When someone insults or provokes you. Insults and provocations are more than just unpleasant words or actions. They are deliberate attempts to unsettle you, to shake your confidence, and to steal your peace of mind. When someone hurls insults or tries to provoke you, their goal isn't to resolve conflict or to communicate truth. It is to control your emotions and to make you react on their terms. The moment you respond with anger, frustration, or hurt, you hand them the power they crave. Your reaction becomes their victory, feeding their sense of control and dominance. Every angry word, every defensive retort gives them fuel to continue their attack. But what if you refused to play their game? What if your response was complete calm, complete silence? This is where true strength lies. Silence in the face of insult isn't passive acceptance or weakness. It's an active refusal to be dragged into chaos. It's a clear message that their words do not define you and cannot harm your inner peace. Marcus Aurelius once said, "The best revenge is not to be like your enemy. By staying calm and silent, you deny the insulter the satisfaction of seeing you lose control. You rise above their pettiness and cruelty." Imagine David's story. At a company event, a jealous coworker took a jab at him in front of everyone. The room grew quiet, expecting David to snap back. But instead, David smiled gently, held his calm, and said nothing. His silence spoke louder than any argument could. The coworker was left exposed and powerless. When you respond with silence and calm indifference, you take back your power. You send a message far stronger than any insult. You are untouchable. Here are 3 ways to handle insults and provocations effectively. First, recognize what they're fishing for, a reaction. Don't give it to them. Second, let your calmness and stillness speak volumes. Your unshaken demeanor frustrates them far more than words ever could. Third, carry yourself with confidence and dignity. You don't need to defend yourself or explain your worth. Your silence is your shield. Remember, real strength isn't measured by how loudly you shout back. It's measured by how peacefully you stand your ground. So next time someone insults or provokes you, choose silence. Protect your peace. Let their words fall on deaf ears. And in doing so, win the quiet victory. 4. When someone plays the victim to manipulate. Some people have mastered the art of playing the victim, twisting stories, hiding their own faults, and casting themselves as the injured party. This behavior is not about seeking truth or justice. Instead, it's a manipulative performance designed to gain sympathy, control the narrative, and shift blame onto others. When someone plays the victim, they don't want a resolution. They want an audience. They want you to feel guilty, responsible for their pain. They want your energy, your attention, and your reaction. Engaging with this kind of manipulation is a trap. The more you argue, explain, or defend yourself, the deeper you fall into their drama. Your attempts to clarify facts become ammunition for their story. They twist your words, exaggerate your actions, and paint themselves as the misunderstood hero. This is why silence is your most powerful tool against a victim player. Epictetus, the great Stoic philosopher, once said, "To complain is always non-productive and never appropriate." Complaining, defending, or explaining only feeds a cycle of manipulation. Instead, stay calm and emotionally detached. Observe the patterns without absorbing them. Allow the manipulator to drown in the chaos they create. Time is a patient judge. Over time, people begin to see through repeated victim acts. The mask slips. The act becomes transparent. Consider Rachel's experience. She had a coworker who constantly played the victim, crying, deflecting blame, and avoiding responsibility. Rachel tried to reason, to show proof, to stay logical, but every effort backfired. The co-worker's performance only grew stronger. Eventually, Rachel stopped arguing. She chose silence. She detached emotionally and let time reveal the truth. The change was gradual but undeniable. Others began to notice the pattern. The manipulator's credibility crumbled. When dealing with someone who plays the victim, remember these 3 principles. First, don't defend yourself. They aren't listening, they are performing. Second, maintain emotional distance. Protect your peace by not absorbing their drama. Third, trust karma and time. The truth will surface and the act will fall apart. Your silence is not weakness. It is a quiet, powerful refusal to be pulled into their story. By refusing to engage, you protect your dignity and let the universe bring balance. So when faced with a victim player, hold your silence. Let the truth shine through their own shadows. 5. When your worth is ignored or undervalued. Feeling ignored or undervalued is a silent pain that chips away at your confidence and spirit. Whether it's in friendships, relationships, or at work, when your efforts and presence go unnoticed, it can leave you questioning your worth. Our natural reaction is to chase recognition. We try harder, explain more, or push to be seen and appreciated. But paradoxically, the more you chase validation, the less respect you often receive. People tend to value what seems scarce and elusive, not what is always available. Begging for attention or appreciation lowers your value in their eyes. It turns you into an option rather than a priority. This is where the wisdom of silence offers a powerful solution. Choose to stop explaining your worth. Stop justifying why you deserve respect and kindness. Instead, step back and observe. Your absence becomes a mirror reflecting your true value. When you no longer push yourself to be noticed, people who truly care and respect you will recognize your importance. And those who don't will reveal their true colors. Time has a way of unveiling truths that words cannot. Seneca, the Stoic philosopher, said, "Time discovers truth." Sometimes the lesson others need to learn is your absence. Consider Jake's story. He was the friend who always checked in, the partner who never forgot a special day. Slowly, he noticed the silence. Days passing without a message, weeks without a call. Jake realized he was being taken for granted. Instead of pleading for attention, Jake chose silence. He stopped initiating contact and gave space for his absence to be felt. The result? Those who genuinely valued him reached out, while those who only saw him as convenient faded away. This experience is a powerful reminder. Your worth is not measured by how much you give, but by how you respect yourself. When your value is ignored, silence is your greatest ally. It forces reflection, it commands respect, and it protects your peace. So next time you feel overlooked or undervalued, resist the urge to prove yourself. Instead, embrace silence. Let your absence do the talking. Because sometimes the only way people learn to value you, it's when you're no longer there. 6. When someone intentionally provokes conflict. Some people thrive on conflict. They stir the pot not to find solutions, but to gain control. They intentionally provoke others, looking to spark arguments, fuel drama, and manipulate emotions for their own satisfaction. When someone deliberately tries to provoke you, it's a test of your inner strength. Their goal is to push your buttons, make you react impulsively, and drag you into chaos. But remember this, You always have a choice. Reacting with anger or frustration only hands over your power to them. It feeds their need for control and confirms their influence over your peace of mind. True power lies in refusing to take the bait. Stoicism teaches us that our mind is the only thing we can truly control. Marcus Aurelius said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." When you recognize provocations as games of control, you break free from their trap. Instead of reacting, hold your calm. Keep your distance emotionally and mentally. Let their attempts to provoke fall flat. Consider the story of Adam. He worked with a colleague who constantly threw subtle jabs and sarcastic comments during meetings. At first, Adam would argue back, defend himself, and justify his actions. But he soon realized that every reaction only escalated the situation. One day, Adam decided to change his approach. The next time his coworker tried to provoke him, Adam smiled calmly, nodded slightly, and said nothing. His silence confused and frustrated the provocateur, who eventually lost interest and stopped. Your calm and silent refusal to engage is a powerful statement. You are not a player in their game. Here are 3 ways to handle intentional provocation effectively. First, identify the pattern. Provocations are rarely accidental. They are strategic attempts to unsettle you. Second, maintain your emotional composure. Don't let their words dictate your mood. Third, trust that by not reacting, you deny them the power they seek. Remember, the strongest person in the room isn't the loudest. It's the one who refuses to be moved by chaos and remains unshakable. So next time someone tries to provoke conflict intentionally, choose silence. Protect your peace. Let your calmness be your shield, because sometimes the greatest victory is winning by not playing. 7. When someone regrets losing you. Regret is a heavy burden, often carried long after the damage is done. When someone realizes they have lost you, it can hit them like a thunderclap. The quiet absence, the missing presence, the space where you once were becomes a constant reminder of what they let slip away. But here is the bitter truth. If they only begin to value you after you are gone, they never truly valued you in the first place. It's a painful realization, but an important one. People don't always appreciate what is right in front of them. They assume your presence is permanent, your support guaranteed. It takes your absence to open their eyes. This moment of regret is a powerful lesson, but it is not your responsibility to soothe it. Many feel tempted to return when faced with apologies and promises of change. They want to believe that the past can be undone, that wounds can be healed quickly. But true self-respect means knowing when to walk away and when to stay gone. Epictetus, the Stoic philosopher, said, "No man is free who is not master of himself." Mastery of oneself includes the discipline to leave behind those who do not honor your worth. Walking away silently, without drama, without explanations, is an act of courage. It is a refusal to give a second chance to those who only valued you when it was convenient. Consider Olivia's story. She was in a long-term relationship where her efforts went unnoticed, her love taken for granted. She gave everything, her time, energy, and heart, but her partner assumed she would always be there. One day she left. No shouting, no threats, no tearful goodbyes, just a quiet departure. At first, her partner thought it was temporary, a bluff. But days turned into weeks and weeks into months. The silence was deafening. Only then did he realize what he had lost. He reached out, full of apologies and regret. But Olivia had already found peace in her silence and moved forward. Her absence spoke louder than any words ever could. If someone regrets losing you, don't rush back to ease their guilt or to mend what was broken. Instead, hold firm in your silence. Let them feel the consequences of their actions. Their regret is their lesson, not your burden. You owe yourself peace, dignity, and freedom. Remember, the strongest love is the love you have for yourself, a love that refuses to settle for less than you deserve. So when faced with regret from those who lost you, walk away silently, confidently, and without looking back. Because sometimes leaving without a word is the loudest statement you can make. Applying the wisdom of silence and trusting karma in your daily life may seem simple in theory, but it requires deliberate practice and inner strength. Here are 4 practical steps to help you embrace this powerful mindset and protect your peace. First, stop explaining yourself. Your worth is not a debate to be won or a story to be justified. When you find yourself tempted to prove your innocence or defend your actions, pause. Ask yourself, is this necessary? Will my words change the truth or only feed the drama? Remember, sometimes silence speaks louder than any explanation. Second, maintain your calm and hold your integrity. When provoked or wronged, your emotional response is your choice. Take a deep breath. Ground yourself in your values. Remind yourself that reacting out of anger or frustration only clouds your judgment and steals your peace. Keeping your composure is an act of courage, a refusal to let external chaos disturb your inner calm. Third, trust in time and karma to reveal the truth. Life has its own rhythm, and justice often unfolds slowly. You may not see the fruits of patience immediately, but have faith that truth and fairness will surface in their own time. By stepping back and allowing things to unfold naturally, you free yourself from the exhausting burden of control. Fourth, set boundaries and walk away when necessary. Silence is not passive, it is a powerful form of protection. If someone consistently disrespects you or undermines your worth, silence and distance are your allies. You do not owe anyone your energy, your explanations, or your presence. Walking away with dignity preserves your self-respect and invites positive change. Remember, practicing silence and trusting karma isn't about avoiding conflict at all costs. It's about choosing your battles wisely and refusing to engage in those that only drain your spirit. This mindset cultivates resilience. It strengthens your emotional armor. And most importantly, it restores your power over your own life. So next time you feel drawn into conflict or drama, take a step back. Breathe. Choose silence. Trust that karma will handle what words cannot. Your peace, your dignity, and your happiness depend on it. Silence is not just the absence of words. It is a powerful act of strength and self-mastery in a world overwhelmed by noise and conflict. When you choose silence in moments of lies, betrayal, insult, or provocation, you protect your peace and preserve your dignity. Trusting karma means trusting that justice will come in its own time, without you having to fight every battle. It means stepping back, holding your calm, and letting the universe balance the scales. Remember, real power lies not in the loudest voice or the fiercest argument, but in the quiet confidence of one who refuses to be shaken by chaos. So when life challenges you to react, ask yourself, is this the moment to speak or the moment to hold my silence and let karma handle it? If this message resonates with you, please share it with someone who needs to hear it. Your support helps us bring timeless, stoic wisdom to more people seeking peace and strength in today's world. Don't forget to subscribe to Stoic Viva for more inspiring lessons on resilience, inner calm, and practical stoicism, delivered every week to help you master life's challenges with grace. Thank you for being part of our journey. Together, let's choose silence, trust karma, and live with unshakable peace.